I think my dad might have killed someone when I was a kid. One night, when I was around 8 or 9, my dad took my little brother and me to Blockbuster to pick out movies. This was the mid-90s, so it was a typical family outing back then. Afterward, my dad stopped at a corner store to grab some snacks, parking on the side of the building. He left me and my brother in the car while he ran inside. On his way out, I noticed a man approaching him from behind, pressing something into my dad's side. At first, my dad acted like he was going to hand over his wallet, but instead, he quickly elbowed the man in the face, knocking him down. The guy got up and came at my dad with a knife, but my dad fought it away from him. Then, to my shock, he stabbed the man with his own weapon. I can still hear the horrible groan the man made. It was long, and it haunts me. The guy was left writhing on the ground as my dad jumped into the car and sped off. For years, I thought it was just a strange dream. That was, until my little brother asked if I remembered it. We've never spoken about it to my father, not once. I've always wondered what happened to that guy, but it was way before cell phones or anything like that.
I told my class I had candy after I finished presenting. So, I had a presentation for history, and I really wanted extra credit. The teacher told us that if we brought candy to give out for answering questions correctly, we could get extra credit. I planned for 25 questions so that 25 people could have a chance to get candy. The night before, I stayed up until 11 p.m., putting sour candies in little bags and taping them with a cute "Good Job" label featuring Hello Kitty. I thought it looked adorable, and that everyone would love it. The next day, I brought the candies in a non-transparent bag to keep it a surprise. As I started presenting, I noticed almost everyone was on their phones. Only 3 people were paying attention. I asked questions, but nobody raised their hand or even looked up from their phone. I didn't want to yell at them to put their phones away because it felt rude, and the teacher doesn't really like me, so I knew she wouldn't step in. At the very end of my presentation, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm done presenting. By the way, I had candy for people who answered questions." Suddenly, everyone looked up and said, "Oh, you had candy?" They started asking me for some, but I told them, "You chose your phones over the candy." Then, I gave candy to the 3 people who weren't on their phones. Now it's been